Hey everyone, welcome back to another painting tutorial. Today we're going to be painting a M3 half track in 1/72 scale by the brand Academy. So this is a picture of the box. I'll throw that up right here. And yeah, I got this on Amazon on sale and during their spring savings sale or whatever it was. I think it was $10. Couldn't beat it. Had to try it. Basically took me a few days over like a long weekend to put the thing together. It was pretty finicky, but here it is, spray painted black with I just used standard Vallejo black primer, nothing fancy. Warmed it up in the sink with some hot water first, the can that is, not the model. So I got a nice even coat. And yeah, you're here in a second. You're going to see me use U.S. Olive Drab to dry brush all over the large portions of the actual model itself. So here we go. So full disclosure, portions of this video are going to be sped up to 1,000% in some instances, but really tried to slow it down to give you some like cadence and like some rhythm to show you like the actual application time it takes. So here you'll see me, this is real time in this footage, but in a few seconds here it's going to speed up. We're going to start to go faster and faster because it really is just the same application over the whole body of the model. And there really isn't any trick to it other than to keep your dry brush fairly moist. You don't want it to be too dry where the paint starts to actually cake on and become almost like powdery. That's when you've gone too dry with the dry brush. You still want there to be moisture on the bristles. You still want an even application, but you do want to apply it to the edges of the plastic so it gives this raised appearance. The black will act as a natural shadow, and this U.S. Olive Drab will just come off like really nicely with a nice. It's almost like I would say like a shadowy faded effect. If you don't do too much of the bottom, it'll give it a nice gradient. In some instances, like you just saw here, I'm putting it on a bit thicker, but I'm using the brush to push that paint around. It's still fairly wet. It's not drying as soon as it hits the primer or anything. So I'm able to smear it around and then like blend it a bit better, but still trying to keep it higher up on the higher points of the model so as to give it that, like I said, that darker gradient to where the primer already exists. It takes a little bit of practice to do, but you can see I'm not really pushing it into the recesses, especially on that side angle shot there. You can see like there's these dark shadow effects that feel very natural in gradient. And then I tried light green gray as like an additional highlight over all the edges again, but I felt like it was coming off too whitish. So in a second here, I'm going to move actually into a dark yellow, and it's going to give me a warmer tone over top of that green. And it's funny, as I was going through this, I kept bumping the little barrels of the machine guns. So in hindsight, I probably would not have glued those on. I probably would have put them on separately. Yeah, here you see me grabbing the dark yellow, and I'm going to do the same dry brush effect I just did with the light green and the US Olive Drab. I'm just going to use try to hit the highest points and the raised edges of the model to give it like a warmth to it. I'm trying to match the box art as best I can, but I don't want it to be like one for one. And if I wanted to go that route, I probably should have primed it all in US Olive Drab, and then it would have had no black shadow gradient effect, right? So this was very intentional to give it a much more like contrasty look, because on tabletop it looks great because you get like creates like a natural shadow effect. But if it's really up to you how bright you want the figure to look. I feel like when you're working in 1/72 scale, you can add a lot of contrast by only really doing the top parts of the model and like leaving the bottom, half in shadow. It looks pretty cool. And it's just a personal choice of mine. I like that effect. It's especially satisfying to paint, I think, when I'm painting dry brush. So it's an effect that I also did in the German half track model as well, except that was a larger scale, about 140. Yeah, about 140 scale, 135th. I guess it was bigger, right? I have to check the exact size. So you can watch that video and get another sense for how I do it for larger models, but the dry brushing effect is generally the same. Here I'm adding some desert yellow to the wheel wells and the tracks to give it a bit of a dusty look. You could also use pigments. They sell a pigment that applies more like a dust. You could also just dry brush heavier, which is very similar. But at this point, I was really just trying to add in some more yellows and some a bit of a worn driven look, but not necessarily overly damaged or battle worn. And here I'm adding a black wash. I was not sure I was going to use this. It kind of came up as I was going through. I went a little bit too yellow on the wheels, so I decided I'll apply a wash and darken up the wheels and the gears a bit more. And here you're going to actually see me. I put the wash on the reverse side of a peach cup. So it's just an empty plastic peach cup. I love those things. My son loves them too. We really enjoy drinking them together. And they work great for washes. And I don't like to put washes on my wet palette because they seep right through the parchment paper and then they stain the underlying sponge. So I make an effort to keep like random plastic cups and things like that specifically for using washes. Here I'm repairing the gun barrel that did break off mid painting, and I just was getting so frustrated with myself because I kept grabbing the gun barrel. And then here is another frustrating thing that I also abandoned. I try to put these star water decals on the front, but the front of the hood has these raised bumps that are supposed to be latches, and I could not get the stars to lay down flat. So I just abandoned that idea. I thought maybe I could try hand painting a star at some point down the road, but I did want to get these other smaller stars on the other sides of the vehicle. And it's really just one of those things where I might go back later and try to hand paint a star, but I thought they looked pretty good, just minimal with, you'll also see me apply the USA, it's I guess it's the registration number. I don't like the identifier number on the side as well. And then I even tried using a little bit of Tamiya glue to give it a distressed look. And that all added to the effect, I think. It kind of pulled at the paint or the stickers a little bit, gave them a bit of a torn or worn feel, which was kind of cool. Then next I went in and I added some light brown and just hit all of the like the tools, like the handles of the tools, all in light brown. So there's a sledgehammer, a shovel, and an axe. And then I went over the metal parts of those same tools with black, but very diluted. And you'll see me do that as well. And the gradient that I essentially created with the dry brush comes through a little bit in the final effect. So, you don't have to spend too much time painting little things like that. But I also use light brown on the straps for these gas cans. So yeah, you don't spend too much time as long as the effect is sold at such a small scale, it's really great. I mean, you can obviously go hyper detailed with miniature painting, but for me, I like a nice tabletop aesthetic look. I like it to look good, and I mean, I think they look really good in hand, and they look pretty excellent on camera too. So lately, I've been really trying to look at these things live in camera to try to get a sense of how they're reading, because if you don't have smooth transitions, or if your paint isn't applying smoothly, it really shows up as blotchy and weird on camera. I mean, you can see it in some of the figure painting as well, but in person, it just has a different vibe, and that's because your eyes are not cameras. They work similarly, but they don't have the same high resolution, so you have a softer focus overall. But cameras, that's what the thing with high resolution cameras these days is they pull up every detail so you see everything. So as I've been trying to paint to make everything look good on camera, I think my overall painting has gotten a lot better. And the last thing I'm doing here is adding some final touches with the US Olive Drab and black. I just sort of mixing them together to blend in some of the areas that were worn away by adding the water for the decals. And in just a second here, you get to see the final look of everything. I think it turned out pretty great. It's a pretty straightforward process. I'm glad I was able to kick this video out, turn it around pretty quickly, and I can show you the results, over the course of less than 10 minutes, really. So yeah, here come the final shots. Let me know in the comments what you think, what you do differently. I'd really like to hear everyone's opinions and stories about gaming, wargaming, and their experiences with miniatures.